Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to a Nikki Uncut. I recently got so invested in Juvia's place because I went on a whole shopping excursion to Ulta in order to get a ton of new releases of drugstore products. So I picked up a ton of new drugstore products. I released that video last week in case you missed it. It's a brand new one. It's up on my channel. And in that video, if you did catch it, you know that I got hooked on this Juvia's Place blush. It's like a blush duo. It's 18 bucks. You get two very big size, great quality, great formulation of powder blushes. So I got hooked on this product. Then I was also hooked on this one, and it really inspired me to finally do a full face of only Juvia's Place. Now, I've been wanting to do this for a while. It's been on my list of like inspiration on I have like a big whiteboard in my studio that has all my ideas for YouTube in it. It's been there for a while. This is really what gave me the push to do it because these two products were so freaking good that I had to go back and get everything I possibly get my hands on of Juvia's Place. So without further ado, we're going to dive into a full face of only Juvia's Place. This entire bag, minus like two products, okay? There's two other products I snuck in here when I went on this shopping adventure. But this primarily is all Juvia's Place. I went to Ulta, obviously. That is where I can buy Juvia's Place in store, but they're also online. I believe they're also on Amazon. They're all over the place. So anyway, we have so many great products. This isn't uncut, so I want to just give you the warning that this is going to be a very long video because this is a full face of one brand, and I have packages to open. Let me just dump all this out, okay? Dump all this out. This was my receipt of all my Juvia's Place. Like this was, look at that. This is everything I got at Ulta that was Juvia's Place. So let me just give you a little roundup so you know what you're in for. It is a full face like I mentioned, so I bought everything I possibly could, including setting spray. I got I'm really excited for this, the powder bronzer. I got a different setting powder. Last time I did this, my drugstore video, I actually had this one, and this is in the shade White Sands. And this is the I Am Magic setting powder. And this is the I Am Magic Silky Finish powder. So I don't know if there's a difference, but this smaller one comes in only limited shades, and this one comes in many more shades. So I also picked up a new shade. I got the shade Coconut Flakes. We'll try that out. I've been wanting this coffee shop palette for actually quite some time. So I finally got this for this video. And if you are a newer subscriber, if you've not caught my uncut videos, they're long because of the nature of what it is. I'm not cutting anything out. So you're going to see all the packaging, in this case, being opened up. You're going to see all the blending. But this time, since this is going to be a longer video, check that bad boy out. Wow. I'm going to make sure that I include chapters in this video. So if you don't want to see everything, if you want to skip to like the lip gloss, if you want to skip to the foundation, you'll be able to do it really quick and easily. So timestamps, chapters, whatever you want to call them, are going to be in this video. I got a new foundation because if you did catch my previous drugstore haul, Nikki Uncut, you know that I picked up this one from Juvia's Place, but this one's just too glowy for my oily skin. It's very beautiful if you have dry skin, but I don't. So I got this one instead. This is the I Am Magic Natural Radiance Foundation. I got the shade Caracas? I'm really bad at pronouncing things, in case you haven't noticed. So we got palettes. We got a few random things that are not Juvia's Place, which we'll talk about in a different video. But we're not going to cheat. And we also got mascara. We'll test that out in another video. I'm really excited because since I've been aware of this brand, they have new lip liners that are supposed to be long wearing. So these are new. And I want to show you the old ones that I actually have already in my personal collection. These are the old ones. They're the Luxe liners, really pretty, very nice formula, very, very affordable. But these are the new ones. They're the long-wear lip liner, different packaging as you can see. And I got 3 shades to choose from. We got a lot of stuff. We have an eyeshadow primer. In fact, I actually might just start doing my makeup as I open things up. So I have an eyeshadow primer. Very excited to try this. There was 2 shades to choose from. I got color 1. There's also color 2. And I'm just going to have a pile of packaging on the side of me by the time this video is done. So this is an eye primer. It's in a squeezy tube. Nice and convenient. Oh, whoa, that came out fast. Okay. Now, I'm gonna grab the cleanest brushes I could find. So I have a clean N16. I'm gonna work this onto my palette. I know a few of you have asked me for links to this palette before, and honestly, I can't find a link to it anywhere. I got it at a beauty supply store. Wow, that's light. A million years ago, so I'm not really able to link it, unfortunately, but if I ever come across something similar, I definitely will link it in a future video. But for now, I'm so sorry for those who have asked. Okay, so this is the primer. I'm applying with my N16 brush, which by the time this video comes out, my N16 should be available and back in stock by the end of the week that you're watching this video, if you're watching in real time. So this is uploading on a Tuesday. This brush should be back in stock by the end of the same week. So that's really good news. Okay, this is very bright, and I'm not mad about that. It's actually really nice to use a bright eye primer and eye base because it's going to make our eyeshadow when we get to that point, which is going to be a while from now. So sit back, relax. I hope you have coffee, and I hope you got like a cozy dog or cat sitting next to you because we're going to be in for a long one. So as I was saying, a light eyeshadow base is going to really make our eyes pop when we get to the eyeshadow, and it'll make that eyeshadow really true to its tone, which is going to be good as well. So I'm patting this on. It's drying down, which is good. We want an eyeshadow base to go on liquid or creamy and then dry down and self-set somewhat. That way you know it's actually going to do what it's intended to do, which should be prevent creasing and make your eyeshadow more true to their tone. All right, we have a nice, think of it this way, it's like priming your walls before you paint. It's the exact same thing. All right, I'm gonna grab quickly a N14. I'm gonna tap in the remaining product because I went a little too intense. I put a little too much product on. You don't need as much as I put on. So this is gonna help to pick up any excess product really efficiently. And now I'm gonna go straight into, and we're just gonna roll. We're gonna try things and open them as we're applying them to my face. So I'm gonna dive into, wrong package, coconut flakes. And this is the setting powder. Size comparison, that's the original one that I got. This is the full size product. And again, I don't know if it's the same formula. I'll have to do like a little bit more research on this. But let's open this. Sorry about that. Sorry, that was really loud. Really loud, sorry. Again, uncut. If you enjoy these videos, you know what you're in for. And if you are not a fan of very long videos, then my Saturday uploads are really where it's going to be at for you. But at least there's something for everyone on this channel, hopefully. I just poured some out into the cap. Same N14. I don't know why I was expecting this to be fragrance somewhat, but it's not. We're going to lock in that eyeshadow base even more because I can already tell it's going to crease on my oily eyelids. So we're just not going to risk it. We're going to just lock it into place and really set it down. And my neighbor's car is so loud it shakes my house every time he drives by, so that's always fun. He always comes home when I'm filming a Nikki and Cut. It is like the funniest thing. There are two things that are bound to happen when I film a Nikki and Cut. Oh, I got a powder foundation too. Sorry, I have major distraction going on. Powder foundation. There's two things that always happen when I film Nikki and Cut, okay? One is, actually there's really like three things. One is my neighbor Matt is always gonna drive up with his loud car. Always. It's always gonna happen. That's like, he's like, oh, Nikki's filming? Boom, let me come home. And then the other thing is, I'm just struggling to find some clean brushes. Found an N13. The other thing that's bound to happen is I am bound to get a leaf blower action of somewhat. And another thing that actually happens a lot too is there's always a kid that rides around like by my house in an electric, this is so funny, okay? He drives this like little, like, you know, like the kid cars like that are motorized. He drives a white Range Rover. And it's so loud and it's so funny. I always compliment him. Like when I see him out when I'm walking my dogs, I'm always like, cool car. I love your car. I wish I had that car. Like, I always make some kind of joke, and he just kind of smiles at me because he's like 3 years old, by the way. And the dad thinks it's hilarious, which is good. He laughs at my jokes. But anyway, the car is so loud. It's like the wheels are plastic. So as he's driving, it's like crunching leaves and stuff. And it's like making a crunching, crinkling sound on the sidewalk. It's really fun to listen to. Anyway, I'm going to build up a more smoky eye. I want to do a smoky eye for this makeup look. I woke up today and I felt like choosing a smoky eye. So we're going to build up this really pretty neutral, it's almost like a khaki color. I'll show you it again in a second once I build up a bit more. So I'm layering with my N13. Now there's no way I'm going to be able to use every single eyeshadow in this palette, and nor would I want to. So we're going to just kind of play and build up as we go, and we'll see how many colors we end up getting to. I also did pick up what looks like a really pretty liquid metallic shadow from Juvia's Place, and I am dying to try this. And by the way, if you don't know about Juvia's Place, it's a female-owned, black-owned brand, and I think if I had to guess how long they've been around, and I could be wrong, okay? I really could be wrong. I probably should have looked this up, but I want to say they've been around for at least the last 10 years. So my point in saying this is don't sleep on this brand because they have incredible formulas. Like I mentioned, like I discovered with this powder blush and the liquid blush, their formulas are obviously extremely affordable, but their quality is like pro level. All right, so I'm just building up this color. Let me show you this one from the coffee shop again. So it's this very soft, khaki color. And we're gonna use this as our base color and our transition shade to get this party started and the smoky eye started. I'm looking on my monitor right now and I'm realizing my eyebrows are not even, so we'll have to tackle that at some point because this is gonna really, do you see that? It's gonna really bother me. But I should mention too, I did fill in my brows quite a bit today, and I used these two products for it. And when I was using them, my Maybelline Build-A-Brow never misses. It's really never let me down at all. So I just got a new one because I was out of my other one. And it's like my third one for me that I've picked up from the drugstore. It's such a fantastic brow pen. And then I set it with the Patrick Ta, and I've come to the conclusion that I really am frustrated with this product, and it's just not for me. It always gets goopy, and it's starting to remind me a lot of like the Anastasia Brow Freeze Gel. The hold is amazing. It's like very crunchy, but I'm finding it really, really difficult to work with. All right, so we're gonna get messy, and we're gonna apply this all over the outer corner, really bring it out. And the idea is we're gonna clean it up anyway once we get to that point. And honestly, consider this is gonna be like a full face, a full glam, and it's gonna be completely uncut. So if you wanna take notes on how to do all these things, you're gonna get like a little mini masterclass in this video because nothing will be cut out. Okay. Adding more on this side because I didn't go as dark. And look how massive this palette is. Everything I'm using, by the way, is going to be linked, of course. And, excuse my itch. I should tell you what my grand total was. That's my chair. I did buy a lot. Okay, I bought almost everything that was Juvia's Place, right? But there was 3 other products that were not Juvia's Place, which was total about, let's see, like 35. I spent about, oh gosh, sorry, my itches are extreme right now. I spent about close to $85 on non-Juvia's Place. So my total, at Ulta was $447 with tax. So minus like $85-ish. You can get an entire face. What my point of this is, you can get an entire face of Juvia's Place for a really reasonable price considering how expensive most makeup brands are. So I got concealer, I got powder, I got bronzer, I got blush, I got lip, I got, you name it, I got it. So, all right. I am going to bend this palette so I can open it up a little bit wider. And let's now dive into, let's actually go for this caramel, this beautiful caramel. Sticking to mattes right now. Excuse me. Sticking to mattes, as I was saying. And I'm going to build up the smoky eye. And I'm going to apply this matte caramel shade. That's already pretty. All to the base of my eyelid. Blend this into that khaki shade that I applied earlier. And again, don't forget, chapters are going to be here. So if you get tired of the eyeshadow look, you can skip ahead. But we're going to be here if you need it and if you want it. So if you're here for the whole song and dance, it's going to be here for you. So laying this on the eyelid. There's a kid. I told you. He's outside right now. Trying to even out my eyes. Okay, so I should talk about the eyeshadow. In my head, I was just acknowledging that it's a great formula. There's, I mean, very minimal fallout. It's blending very easy. The pigment payoff is great. These are some fantastic, I'm telling you, Juvia's Place has like fantastic formulations. Like they do not miss with their formulas. All right, getting that all over. Stepping looks uneven over here. There we go. It's a little bit better. Okay. I think we're going to stick to the same brush, and I'm going to dive into, now we're just going to go very gradual, okay? So now we're going to go from lighter, medium, to deeper. And when you're working in this kind of order, you can use the exact same brush because you're not going from deep to light and trying to make that work. You're building it up. So same brush. We're going to build up the intensity on the base of the eyelid. Now there's one thing I didn't pick up from Juvia's Place, and I wish I had. However, there were no, that was the one. There were no like more natural styles of false eyelashes. They do carry false eyelashes in case you didn't know. And I wanted to include that in this video. However, I just couldn't find a style that was going to suit my eye shape, even if I cut them in half. They were all like tapered. And they just were a little too dramatic for my small little eyes. So we skipped that. And I don't remember, do they have mascara? Oh, they don't have mascara, I forgot. Okay, we'll include a different mascara for this video. And you know, we'll keep a drugstore just to keep it cohesive with the price points and where you can purchase this stuff. And there is a new drugstore mascara that I really am liking a lot, actually. It is the L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal. Really good mascara. So we'll use that bad boy. All right, so we're gonna go for the smoke, okay? We're going. Very pretty. I am digging that. Okay. So eyeliner. Oh, they did not have eyeliner. That's right. Okay. Oops. They didn't have eyeliner. All right. That's okay. We can make this work. We can do... We should keep a drugstore like I mentioned. So in that case... Sorry, inner workings. You're going to have to hear my brain figuring this out. Again, because we want drugstore, right? We don't want to all of a sudden do like a high-end eyeliner for doing all drugstore. It just doesn't fit the bill, you know? It seems like cheating. So let's do, I just need something to base my eyelid. There's no drugstore in that one. Let's look at this guy. Let's see what's in this guy. What do we have behind door number 5? Okay, perfect. This is money right here. This is exactly what I needed. Revlon So Fierce Vinyl Eyes in Mighty Mocha. Always a banger. Such a fantastic formula. Okay, so we are going to, together, we can do this. I'm gonna do a little baby wink, okay? Eyes open if you have hooded eyes. If you do have hooded eyes, never close your eyes when you're doing your eyeliner. It'll always play you. Now that we have the little baby wing going on, let's do some tight lining. Like that. This is quite possibly one of the creamiest drugstore eyeliners you could ever get. Okay, N12 brush. We're gonna dive into two of the dark browns in this palette. Let me actually show you that. So both these right here, I'm gonna mix both of these, get a little custom color, and let's do some smudging. Probably should have worked a little faster with this formula. This is a very long wear formula, I forgot. Therefore, it does dry down pretty quick. It's gonna look wild until we clean it up, just FYI. You just wait. Just adding, building, layering, and locking that pencil liner in even more. Let's try to even these guys out. There we go. Okay. Okay, we could almost move on. Close, very close. I know it looks very wild right now, trust me. I am well aware. But you know, makeup is a process and a journey, and we're on this journey together, including getting a pointed Q-tip and Bioderma micellar water. We're gonna use this to clean up that liner. And this is important to use like a good micellar water that actually works, because that eyeliner is extremely long wearing. So I'm gonna look straight ahead. I'm gonna try to show you this. Clean it up. there's something about this studio that like I walk in here and like my eyes start watering, my nose runs. I'm just a mess. I'm just a mess of allergies. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my N12 brush. Please excuse that moment. And let's see where we need to place a little bit more. I think we need to even out this side and a bit more on the bottom. Okay. And then we need to thicken the side a bit more as well. I need a little more eyeliner, like the actual pencil. There we go, we're getting evener. Lock it in. Don't worry, we'll clean it up one more time. Together, of course. Same Q-tip. It's okay, it's still wet. Okay, all right, my friends. It is time to move on from this eyeliner placement and cleanup and all that jazz. So let's use this L'Oreal Paradise Big Deal. I did pre-curl my lashes off camera with the BKB lash curler. So my lashes are curled. Really good mascara. And I find with like all the L'Oreal mascaras, they don't flake on me and they don't run. So that's always a huge, huge plus. I don't ever end up with like raccoon eyes with this, with any L'Oreal formula mascaras. Or Maybelline, I feel like too. Maybelline has some killer mascaras too. I'd say like Maybelline and L'Oreal are by far my top drugstore mascara formulas that I recommend and always go towards. Look how pretty that is. So, you know, we might not even need to do lashes. We might not even miss them, honestly. Gonna go in with a second coat. Feeling good about that. Oh yeah. Very nice. Okay. 2 coats done. We are locked. We are ready to move on, believe it or not, to some other things. And I really want to grab this velvet or vanilla velvet. It's the metallic eyeshadow. So liquid eyeshadow. Look how pretty that packaging is. Very metallic. So this is the one that I picked out. They had so many pretty ones to choose from. They were all like very neutral, like very like jewel tone shades. But this one just really caught my eye. So let's test this out. Let's add some shimmer. I hope I don't regret this because I love the way my eyes look right now and I don't want to goof them up, but let's try it. We're all about trying over here. So I'm going to add this to the inner corner. Wow. Okay, that's a good formula. Whoa. Wrong side, Nikki. Wow. Wow. Whoa, that's quite impactful. I'm gonna blend it out just a bit with the 207 from BK Beauty. That's so pretty. Look at that. I'm adding this just to the inner tear duct because I just want to have like a, I want a really smoky outer corner and I want a bright, more shimmery tear duct. So this has a doe foot applicator. And what I'm finding too, this is not messy. I cannot wait to use this on its own. Maybe just with like a bare eye. Just to really see what it can do. Oh man, that's really pretty. Let me just swatch this on my hands so you can see. Let's just try this out. Wow. Imagine that for bridal, for a party, for any kind of like, I mean, that's incredible. This reminds me of a lot of like the Stila. It was like, God, what were they called? They were called something. They had one that was like metallic, like kitten something, metallic shade. It was so, so pretty. I used to use that on brides back when it was really big to do like that kind of look, by the way. So like, we're talking like 2013, 14, 15, 16, like that kind of era of makeup. It's like the Stila liquid shadows. Oh, wow, that is so pretty. Now, I don't really have a light shimmer to put on top from this palette, so we're gonna avoid the shimmers in this palette, but I am gonna grab one more product or one more shade, and I'm just gonna do a light dusting with the Angie Hot Flashy A504 of this light matte shade. I just want a very soft hint of brow bone highlight. Just a little hint. And then let's go back to the N13 that we used earlier. Lots of layers, lots of blending, and all that fun stuff. That is such, I can't get over that metallic shadow. Look how pretty that is. Like, that is quite stunning, just gonna say. Okay, what else do we have? We have cream bronzer. Let's do a little underpainting. Let's do a little underpainting, then we'll put the powder bronzer on top. So this is a really convenient, nice packaging. I really enjoyed this. Like how small and thin that is. This is the Juviasplace cream bronzer. I picked up the shade Nutmeg, and I believe this has some shimmer in it, which I'm excited. I'm gonna apply this with the BK Beauty 112 brush. And let's do some underpainting with this one. I'm gonna hit my cheekbones first. Sorry for the jingle jangle. It's very pigmented. Holy smokes. Okay. Now it's looking a little patchy on my bare skin. I imagine it won't look as patchy if I just put it on top of like a foundation. So that's kind of the nature of underpainting. It will make, you know, it's going on top of your skin. If your skin has any kind of discoloration, any kind of redness, anything like that going on, it's going to end up looking like the product is patchy, but really you're just seeing uneven skin peeking through instead of like a perfectly applied foundation. So I don't believe this is actually a patchy formula. I think it's just the fact that I'm using it in an underpainting method that is creating that look. We're not going to worry about blending it too much. It's not a big deal if we don't blend it out completely because it's going underneath foundation as opposed to on top. Let me switch to a smaller brush until we get the rest of the makeup on. Let me just connect this bronzer up into the brow so it's nice and seamless. And let me remind you one more time, chapters, if you're tired of this part of the makeup application, absolutely feel free to skip ahead. I will not be insulted. So see how I'm connecting it to my brow. It actually makes your brow look a little bit more naturally full. And it just gives like a really seamless look if you connect it all the way up to the brow like that. Straight down the nose. And of course, let's check this out on the lip as well, because why not? Let's do a full-on underpainting moment with this product. Blends out really easy. I know it looks a little patchy like I mentioned, but for the reasons I stated, it's going on top of bare skin. And it's always going to look patchy on top of bare skin. But very creamy. The shade is pretty for like a bronzer. It's definitely not contouring, it's bronzer. I don't mind the look. I could walk out like this and be totally fine. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so that is the bronzer in Nutmeg. Definitely happy with that purchase. Now we also got we have so many goodies still, you guys. I mean, hang on, stay with me because there's still a lot. We have concealer, we have cream blush, we have a liquid highlighter. Okay, so this is what I want to do also. I want to do a little underpainting with this liquid illuminator. Let me show you it on my hand first. This has a really easy packaging. I love the doe foot because you could just go in and swipe, and my phone is ringing. Yes, I have a landline. Interesting. Okay. Very pretty. Let's blend this in with the N17 brush. I'm going to tap this onto my cheek. Just like that. Very glowy. Wow. Very stunning, actually. I mean, look at that glow. Do you see that? I know it looks a little wild with the underpainting, but like that is quite pretty. Okay, let's dive into the foundation now. We've reached the point where no more underpainting. Let's go right into the foundation now. I love the packaging. I love a squeezy tube with a pump. It's like one of my favorite things. It's gonna take a minute here. We gotta get the product to the pump, get it all pumped in, and hopefully that happens soon. 5 hours later. Okay. So the shade is hopefully going to be a good match. I don't know. We're going to find out together. Same N17. I'm going to dip into the foundation. And I believe this was described as a satin finish. So this is going to be more of a medium glow too. I believe that's what it's on the aisle. They had many to choose from too. They also had a velvet matte that came in a tube, and I almost got that one, but I couldn't find a shade that looked like it would match my skin. So I went with this one. But I can already tell formula-wise, this is a much, much better suited formula for my skin type, which is, like I've mentioned, much more oily. And just way, way too oily for this one, even though that was quite a beautiful foundation. Just not for my skin type. All right, so I did go a little too deep with the shade that I picked up. It's okay, we'll just do a little bit of extra brightening with the powder, and we'll do a little extra brightening with the concealer to kind of make this work. But it's blending out like a dream. It does have a hint of fragrance to it. It's kind of fruity. Honestly, it kind of smells like mango to me. I wonder if that's intentional. But yeah, blending out really nice. Oh, I'm going to have to bring this down my neck, and I really don't want to. I hate bringing foundations down my neck. Let's see if we can skip that. Let's just see. But yeah, this is looking a little too deep, quite obviously. But let me just use this as a learning moment. I'll show you how to make a deeper foundation work for you. Just gonna lightly go over the areas that I underpainted, so it's still there, but it's a little more seamless. Wow. Finish is stunning. I mean, I know, shade aside, I got the wrong shade. We can tell. It is what it is. It's, you know, it's gonna happen sometimes. But shade aside, the finish is absolutely beautiful. I might end up going back and getting a different shade because I want to wear this foundation. I don't want to not wear it because I goofed, you know? Okay, let's see if we can fix it with the concealer. I'm very excited for this. This is the I Am Magic concealer. I got the shade number 19. This also has a doe foot applicator, which I love. I love a good doe foot applicator around here. This is just my favorite kind of formula. So we're going to go and do some obviously concealing, but we're also going to adjust with this, okay? So the doe foot, I will say, is depositing quite a bit of product, so I'm going to be very careful with this. I'm going to slow it down. Just do a little thin layer. Okay. Now, the area that you're going to see most obviously that you have the wrong shade is your jawline. I talk about this a lot, but in order to fix this and adjust it, we're going to do it's a very thin layer of concealer. We're going to blend this down so that way, in hopes, it's going to adjust the color of this foundation and make it wearable. So that way I didn't totally waste our time and money. Let's do some highlighting in the forehead and a little bit down the nose like that. Also get around my nose here. You'll notice I didn't dip back in for more because that doe foot had a lot of product on it. So I use that one application to just go all over with that. Okay, let's do something a little different. Okay, we're gonna set this and we're gonna do like a pre-makeup being finished mist of setting spray. Let's test this out. I love a setting spray. Like it's one thing I will buy tons of. I love setting spray. So this is the Juviasplace Ready, Set, Sealed. Cute name. And it's a setting spray, obviously, in case I did not mention that. But this is the beautiful bottle. Wow. That is a stunning ombre bottle. Beautiful packaging. Like Juviasplace has some beautiful packaging. I'm going to shake this very well. I'm going to do a test spray. That definitely got in my eye. There's a hint of fragrance. It's not aggressive. It's just like a hint. Let's spray this all over. It's definitely gonna make my nose run. Oh yeah. Smells nice. It definitely has fragrance, but smells nice, feels nice. The mister on it, very, very nice. They did a very nice job with that. Okay. We need to now blend in quite a bit of product. So let me grab now that same N14 brush and let's work our way up. I'm gonna let this concealer dry down as much as possible and self-set so I can use a little less powder to lock into place. So let's blend out this thin layer of concealer that I have along the jawline and bring it down. This is the most important part if you're trying to color adjust some wrongdoing like I am right now. Bring down. It's the only time you'll see me drag down a product, by the way. Drag it down so it's nice and it's gonna blend into my much paler neck. Don't worry about this yet. I'll show you how to like blend that in as well. Already we're looking way better. And we haven't even finished. Okay, so let me get my little earrings out of the way. In case anyone asks in the comments, I'll try to link these earrings because I have a feeling I might get asked about them. But my mom bought these for me for Valentine's Day, which are so cute. They're from Anthropologie. So I'm assuming they still have them. Okay, way better. Let's do the forehead. I'm gonna tap this in because I don't want to spread it out like I did with the lower part of my face. I want to keep this pretty tight into this area. So actually, grab my N15, let's pick up the rest as if this is like a beauty blender and pick up the rest of that product. Just like that. Okay, let's do around the nose. All in all, complexion feels really nice. My skin feels very nice. It doesn't feel like I have a heavy amount of foundation on. It just feels like really like nothing, to be honest. I'm loving the finish. I feel like it's looking really pretty on camera, but in person, like as I'm looking into my little mirror, my skin looks very smooth. Like it looks definitely like, it looks like a very high-end formula is what I'm trying to get at. This looks like a Dior to me. Okay, same method. I'm gonna pick up that excess with the N15 and use this to kind of melt the rest of that product in because I went a little too heavy on the application. But you know what? Nikki and Cuts are good for like learning moments. We're learning together how these formulas work, how much you need of each one, how pigmented they are, how less is more, you know what I mean? So we're going to get the learning curve out of the way. And then when I use these products in future videos, I will not be making these mistakes. But you know, it kind of comes with the nature of this kind of video, which I think is fun. Back to the N14 brush, excuse me. I'm going to tap in the rest. And then we're going to let this dry down even more. It's still very wet, which is fine. But I want this to dry down even more before I lock it in with powder. So I have an idea. Stay with me. Clean N17. Let's tap in the rest on the cheek. Just like that. Oof, yeah. I just think my skin looks really good. I'm really impressed with this. I'm going to have to go back and get a different shade because I want to use this foundation on a regular basis. And I don't want to have to go through the trouble of layering lighter concealer to make it work. All right, so we have the underpainting popping through. That's the whole point of it. It's looking really nice. I'm seeing some glow still, but we'll add more glow in the end as well. But now let's dive into a different cream blush formula. So originally I bought the liquid Obsessed. It is such an incredible alternative to the Rare Beauty. Very easy to blend, very pigmented like the Rare Beauty, so just keep that in mind. But the Rare Beauty sometimes can get patchy. Whereas that Juvia's Place never got patchy on me once. So this is a different formula. This is a cream, not a liquid. I got the shade Wild Rose. And look how pretty that is. So same like thin, like very thin flat pan. Now you don't get a ton of product, but then again, it's also extremely affordable. So like no one's complaining over here. Same N17 brush. I'm going to dip in. I'm not sure how pigmented this is, so we're going to do a test run. Ooh, that looks pigmented. And we're going to just pre-blend this onto my hand like that. And then we'll go in. There we go. That was a very good idea. Very safe measure. So I'm going to just tap this on. And you're really getting, like, this is how I layer clients' makeup. Like, this is, you're getting the full process of what it takes to do, like, this kind of makeup look. So I hope you're enjoying it. I know it's a long Nikki and Cut, longer than usual. They're all typically long, but this is definitely going to be much longer than usual. So stay with me and just keep in mind the chapters. So I'm very lightly tapping that blush on. The shade that I got is stunning. Wild Rose. Okay, yeah, I'll have to remember that. That is a really gorgeous shade. And they had great colors to choose from too. They had light pinks, they had deeper shades, they had, there was like a more bright orange too that looked really pretty. It was definitely hard to choose. But I'm glad I got this one. That looks really pretty. Let's do a little bit in the temple just to fill that area. Okay. We may go in and layer some of this powder blush on top. I didn't pick up another powder blush formula, by the way, or shade, excuse me, because they were sold out of the ones that I was interested in. So I'll have to go back when they restock and get more. But there is a shade in this one that would go perfectly. It's the deeper one up top, so I might layer that on top of Wild Rose. We'll see. We'll see where this wind takes us. Love that. That is a great... Oh, did I get another highlighter? Oh my god, I got another highlighter. Sorry, I must have lost my mind in here. I got so much stuff. Oh, that's right. I picked up this. This is a blush highlighter. So it's a blush tone, but there's a bunch of shimmer in it, much like this highlighter, but in a blushy tone. This looks so pretty. That's why I had to get it. And now it's coming back to me. Okay, it's coming back to me. I remember thinking that these would be a perfect pairing together. So let me just, wow. Let me just apply some on the top of my hand. Do you see the shimmer in that? Really pretty. Same brush. We're going to definitely pre-blend this. We're not going to go straight in with this because this is very intense. Let me roll up my sleeves here. Do you see that? That is stunning. All right. So now we probably really will not layer some powder blush on top. It's going to be a little too much. I'm going to lightly, ever so lightly, tap this in. Now, I say ever so lightly because I, at this point, have many layers of liquids and creams on my skin, and you have to just be so gentle with the pressure so you don't lift up and you don't create that patchiness. Because if I put too much pressure, I would start to just lift up the foundation, the cream bronzer, the other cream blush. Okay, so it's definitely giving more glow in person than it is on camera, so it's not reading as much on camera, but just know that's very pretty. And I just can't wait to use these products in different ways, and like less glam moments and less, you know, with like less makeup on. All right, so now we're in a good spot to set our makeup. I need to grab another N14 brush. Let's grab a different one. I'm gonna take whatever's left over in that cap. But before we do, I'm gonna grab a clean N16, and this is where we're gonna blend out the rest of the edges. Okay, so wherever we're still seeing some of that concealer where it's not blended, I'm gonna take the long fibers of this brush, blend it out, including the nose, just like that. Now, if you have the issue where a lot of us have the same issue, I definitely have this issue where foundation, concealer, they just don't stick to your nose. It's a very common problem. It's not you, it's everyone, practically. Or from what I gather in the comments, it's a lot, majority of us, right? If you have that issue, by letting your products, like your concealer, your foundation, whatever you're using to cover up your nose or to apply coverage there, let them lay it down, let it dry down, then go to blend it out. You'll have a way easier time getting it to stick. Okay, so N14, coconut flakes, setting powder, really small amount, and just laying this down to set the under eyes. It's definitely looking flawless. Feels very silky. This is a good powder. I feel like it's different from this one. I have to do more research on this. If you know more about these two formulas, like more than I do right now, please leave that in the comments below. But in the meantime, after this is done, I will definitely go and do my research and figure out what's the difference. But right now, I can tell you first impression wise, and they could be the exact same powder, but I feel like they're different. But I do like this one more than that smaller one that I tried previously. I feel like it's much more matte and a little bit more silky as well. My dogs are snoring. Okay, we're getting to the point where we're looking pretty complete, and I'm excited to do the lip combo. Like, very excited. I've been a big fan of this one formula I'm about to show you in a second from Juviasplace for quite some time. It's like a volumizing glossy lip balm that is so easy to use and just so conditioning. Okay, before we dive into lip, we still have a few more things to do. Stay with me. It is a full face, so let's grab the powder bronzer now. And it's a bronzer duo, so you get two to choose from. Let me try to open this without ripping my nails off. Packaging is so hard for me. I don't know what it is about packaging. I just have the hardest time opening stuff. Okay, gorgeous packaging. Wow. Okay, so maybe I should have gone a little deeper with the bronzer. Oops, my bad. I got the shade medium, so you get two. One is much cooler. Look at that. That's got hint of pink, hint of peach in it, so much more cool tone. And one is more neutral leaning warm, I'd say. So let's go for the top one. This is gonna look too, it looks like it's gonna look too warm on my skin. Actually, not looking in the monitor, this actually looks more olive when I have it down here. Either way, let's test it out. For this, let me grab a N15 brush, dip in, and you know what, let's just go straight in. We're using this to set and enhance that underpainting that we applied what feels like a million years ago, I'm sure, for both of us. I know it's a long video. Bronzer feels just as good as the powder blush formula, so no surprise. Very beautifully pigmented, very evenly pigmented, blending out like with complete ease. That is so pretty, very smooth. That is a great bronzer, wow. Now I'm going to take just a small eyeshadow brush that's clean. Let's just grab the BK Beauty 212 brush, dip into that same bronzer. I'm just going to use this to enhance the nose sculpting a bit more, okay? It's very soft, very natural, which I really appreciate. We're gonna do a couple more things. I'm gonna go back to the coffee shop palette that is so beautiful. And we're gonna do the typical Nikki thing, okay? We're gonna grab an N12 brush. Actually, let's start with this, okay? Let's start with the Anti-Hot Flashy A504 again. I just dusted off that same shadow we used earlier with it. We're gonna go back to that khaki shade, and you guessed it, we're going to use the same shades we have in our crease on the bottom lash line to complete the eye makeup look, to round it out, and to make my eyes look a bit bigger. And really honestly to lean into the smokiness, because this is how you're going to lean in and just complete the look. So starting with the lighter shade first and a bigger brush to really diffuse it and blend it all the way out. I'm looking up just so I can get all the way into the crevices of my under eye with ease. You want to do this step after your under eyes are concealed and set. This is how it's going to blend better and look more like flawless, more pro-like. Okay. A bit more on this side. Just like that. Looks good. Now going to the N12 brush, and we're going to do the same order. So now I'm going to dip into that mid-tone, more medium caramel shade, and pack this close to my lash line, closer than that first shade, and just buff it all across. Just like that. And I don't think I'm going to go for the deeper one because that would just be a little too intense. So I think instead we'll just stick to those first two more mid-tone shades on the bottom lash line and then call it a day. Nice, okay. Looks good. Okay, one more thing. Well, a couple more things. I lie. We have a lot more to do. Sorry. Stay with me. Chapters. Don't forget, there's chapters. Gonna go back to the liquid highlighter because it's just so gorgeous. I can't stop myself. And we're gonna do a bit more on the top of my hand. My hand has become the ultimate painter's palette in this video. Gonna go to grab a clean N17, and I'm just gonna run the tip of this brush where both fibers meet. The lighter fiber, the deeper fiber. Run it back and forth like this. Pre-blend a lot, okay? And I want to hit the top of my nose and the very tip of my nose. And that layered really nice. Wow, okay. You know, good formulas, you can just do so much more with them. You can do so much more. Look at that. Wow, this might be one of my favorite full faces I've ever done of one brand. And I do have another one coming up, by the way. I just got the package in the mail of all the products. A lot of you have guessed what I'm going to do next, and I cannot wait to get that filmed. But I actually can't imagine me liking that video more than I like this one and this look. So I am so here for this. Now, if there's another drugstore full face you want me to do, I've already done ColourPop. I've done e.l.f. Are those the only drugstore ones I've done? I think so. So if you want any others, if you want to leave them in the comments below and leave your suggestions and what you want to see, please do so. All right, the highlight, look at that. I've never been so happy with a highlight laying on top of powders and all that stuff before. I'm going to do one more thing. Please stay with me. I'm going to grab more of this beautiful liquid because I just cannot stop with this formula. It's so good. Same brush. And now that everything is on and set and done, I want to add this highlight even more. to the tear duct. And this is like the perfect brush to just kind of like stamp it on. Boom, just like that. Easy, so easy. Wow, these are so impressive. I can't stop, I just cannot get over it. All right, we've done that, we've done bronzer. For this makeup look, we're not gonna do, I don't think we're gonna do the powder foundation because there's just no need. I don't need the extra coverage, but I will try this in a future video to come, so stay tuned for that. But this is the powder foundation. I got the shade Catania, and oh, made in Italy. That's why their makeup is so good. Okay, who knew? So that's a powder foundation. We will definitely test this out in a future video, I promise you. But now let's dive into the lip products because I'm very anxious for this, okay? Very, very anxious. I got 3 liner shades. I got the shade Love Me Back. Sorry. I got 2 nude. One's deeper, one's a little bit lighter. I have to open these with tweezers because there's no way I'll be able to get them open otherwise. Unless Mitch was here, and he's not. Mitch is the only one that can like rip these like saran wrap packages open with his bare hands. Okay, so let me swatch. And I'm running out of room, but this is one of the liner shades I got. Very pretty. So that's Love Me Back. I can tell right now the formula is very creamy and very nice. I don't think I'm gonna be using Love Me Back for this look. I want to keep it a little bit more neutral. Besides the tone, I don't think would really go with the blush. The blush is more coral. This is more pink, pinky mauve. So I also got the So Rare shade. I think this is the one I'm gonna go with. So Rare is the mid-tone brown. Very pretty. And I have one more, and I gotta swatch it because now I gotta complete the swatches. I can already tell you though that I'm impressed with this formula, the way it glided on my hand. First impression is everything with lip liners, in my opinion. Whew. Lots of packaging over here. So this is the shade Coffee Bean. Oh yeah, I was excited for Coffee Bean. Deeper, more neutral based. So that's Coffee Bean on the top. Can you see that okay? I know, I'm all twisted because I have way too much stuff going on in my hands. We're gonna go back to So Rare. Before I do, a little extra powder. Won't hurt anyone, and let's just get these baby hairs. That's going a little crazy back there. And let's line our lips. Do you see how creamy that was? That was like butter. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a good liner. Wow. I can tell it's drying down. So that tells me that it actually is going to be long wearing, which is great. Very pretty. These are actually reminding me of a lot of the lifter liners from Maybelline that I also just tested out recently and I fell in love with. They're so good. You all have been telling me about them for a while and I finally got them. So if you like those, you should definitely check out the Juvias place. Okay, no more talking. I'm gonna feather this in like that. We do the inside a bit too. There's a reason why, okay? Stick with me. Now, I want to tell you, I fell in love with these a long time ago. I have, the other one's actually in my purse, but the other shade that I have is honey something, like honey nude, I think, or something with honey. These are an amazing, very slept on formula. These are so, so good. They're the volumizing gloss stick. These are really reminiscent of like the Makeup by Mario twist up ones. Those are really messy. These can be a little messy too, full disclosure, but I just love the way these feel. They are plumping, but they don't burn and they don't hurt your lips. They just feel really cool. Like you put like a mentholy kind of product on your lips, basically. So I got the new shade Sugar Cookie, new to me, excuse me. I got the shade Sugar Cookie, and these are just easy. Like they're easy, convenient, they're glossy, balmy, and they just look so like juicy and hydrating on your lips. I love this formula. I don't remember there's fragrance? No. Like, no. I couldn't remember. Okay, I'm gonna dot this on. Because they are juicy, okay? They are very soft. Like once you twist them up, they're very soft. So I find that the best application, if you want to be more precise, is to kind of tap it on. Because going full on in, like swiping, is going to deposit a lot of product. Sorry for the sound effects. Sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. It's a pretty glossy lip. One more spray of the setting spray. Let's lock all that makeup in. It's gonna look really wet for a second. In fact, let's just speed this up since it's a Nikki Uncut. And we'll talk about the makeup. But look at that glow. Do you see all that? Under eyes feel nice and set. And you know what? I'm gonna do what I said I wasn't gonna do. I'm gonna add this because I just feel like I need to complete the look with this, you know? I just have to, it's like an itch. I have to like scratch it. Backside of N17 brush, swiping into this, and we'll use this to mattify my forehead a bit more. Okay, very silky. Very, very silky. Okay, very nice. Does this come with a... Yeah, it comes with like a square applicator sponge. I wouldn't use that because it's going to deposit too much product. But that is quite pretty. Let's check the teeth. What do you think? This is what a full face of Juvia's Place makeup looks like. It did not break the bank, and the formulations are all pretty much absolutely to die for. These are phenomenal products. You're gonna see me use this in many videos to come. The bronzer, absolutely fantastic. You already know my thoughts on the powder blush. They're phenomenal. The concealer was spot on, ridiculously good. That looked so smooth. The coverage was amazing, easy to blend. The foundation, bless my heart, I got the wrong shade, but we'll definitely have to go back and get another one. There was one product that I forgot to use, and it's a lip gloss. Oopsie. Oh my gosh, there was one more thing. Hold on. Let me open this while I give you the rest of my thoughts. I'd say, was there any products that disappointed me? No. I mean, I tried every single thing in this video. I'd say the only thing that I need to give more time to and to give in order to give you my opinion more on is the powder foundation, because I just kind of lightly dusted that on and it really doesn't count too much. But all in all, everything but this product, because I just need more thoughts or more time with this, everything did not disappoint. Everything laid so beautifully on my skin. Everything blended out so well and so quickly with ease. There's no patchiness. There's not one bad formula in this group. So don't sleep on Juvia's Place. Let me just put a little bit of this gloss on top of my very glossy lip, because at this point, we're on a roll, okay? We're just on a roll. Hold, please. Let's take a little bit off, because I actually did buy this gloss for this look, and I just kind of forgot about it. So this was the original intended lip that I had in mind. I have not tried their glosses before, so this is a nice way to end this video. Really pretty formula. I'm so impressed with how this lip liner is held up with all the gloss and a glowy or moisturizing products I popped on top of it. It is held up so well. It has not budged or smeared or like started to disappear or like smudge out. So good products. I mean, these are like stellar products. If you have tried any of these Juvias products and you love them as much as I have loved them in this first impression, you know what to do. Leave them in the comments below. If there's another full face of one drugstore brand that you want me to try next, also leave that in the comments below. All in all, to round this up, I'd say, I don't know if I have a favorite because there was like, I love everything that I tried in this video. The setting spray, phenomenal. Everything you'll be seeing me use in other videos to come. The only thing that I messed up on was the foundation shade, so I'll have to go back and get a new one that's much lighter. But the way this looks on my skin, the way it's soft and beautiful and very like skin-like but give me coverage, absolutely 10 out of 10. This was so much fun. Thank you so much for riding out with me and hanging out during this entire uncut video. Don't forget there's chapters, so if you want to go back to anything, if you want to rewatch the blush, if you want to rewatch the eyes, everything will be chaptered, so it's going to be easy for you to watch in the future or to skip through if you want to. But thank you so much for hanging out with me in this Nikki Uncut. I appreciate you all so much. Everything will be linked below, and that is one more look at what a full face of all Juvia's products, Juvia's Place products, looks like. I am stoked on this look. I am so excited. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.